Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of psychology to bring you 30 mind-blowing facts that will leave you amazed. From the way our brains work to the quirks of human behavior, these facts will definitely make you see things differently. So, let's get started. 1. Did you know that smiling can actually make you feel happier? It's true! When you smile, your brain releases feel-good chemicals called endorphins, which can lift your mood. 2. Ever heard of the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon? It's when you learn about something new and then suddenly start seeing it everywhere. It's like your brain becomes hyper-aware of that thing. 3. The mere exposure effect explains why we tend to like things more the more we're exposed to them. Familiarity breeds fondness, as they say. 4. Have you ever wondered why we yawn when we see someone else yawn? It's because yawning is contagious, thanks to a phenomenon called social mirroring. It's our brain's way of empathizing with others. 5. Studies show that people are more likely to remember the first and last items on a list, a phenomenon known as the serial position effect. So, if you're giving a presentation, make sure your key points are at the beginning and end. 6. Ever notice how certain smells can trigger strong memories? That's because the olfactory bulb, which processes smells, is closely connected to the brain's areas involved in emotion and memory. 7. Did you know that multitasking is actually not as efficient as we think? Our brains can't fully focus on multiple tasks at once, so we end up switching between them, which can decrease productivity. 8. The halo effect is when we perceive someone as more attractive or likable because of one positive trait. It's like that person's positive qualities create a halo effect that influences how we see them overall. 9. Studies have found that people are more likely to believe something if it aligns with their existing beliefs, even if there's evidence to the contrary. This is known as confirmation bias. 10. Have you ever experienced phantom vibration syndrome? It's when you think your phone is vibrating in your pocket, but it's actually not. It's a result of your brain being hypersensitive to potential alerts. 11. The Zeigarnik effect explains why we tend to remember unfinished tasks better than completed ones. Our brains like closure, so unfinished tasks stay top of mind until they're completed. 12. Studies show that people are more likely to take risks when they're in a group than when they're alone, a phenomenon known as group polarization. Fact 13. Ever noticed how your mood can affect your perception of time? When you're having fun, time seems to fly by, but when you're bored, it drags on. This is called time perception bias. 14. The Dunning-Kruger effect is when people with low ability in a particular area overestimate their competence, while those with high ability may underestimate theirs. It's like a cognitive blind spot. 15. Social loafing is when individuals exert less effort in a group setting because they feel less accountable for the outcome. It's why group projects can sometimes be less productive than individual ones. 16. Studies show that people are more likely to remember negative experiences over positive ones, a phenomenon known as negativity bias. It's our brain's way of prioritizing potential threats. 17. The bystander effect is when individuals are less likely to help someone in need when there are other people present. It's like everyone assumes someone else will step in, so no one does. 18. Choice paralysis occurs when having too many options makes it difficult to make a decision. Sometimes, having fewer choices can actually lead to greater satisfaction. 19. The placebo effect is when a fake treatment or intervention leads to real improvements in health or symptoms. It's a testament to the power of belief and expectation. 20. Studies have found that people are more likely to remember information that's presented in a story format rather than a list of facts. Our brains are wired for narrative. 21. The framing effect demonstrates how the way information is presented can influence our decisions and perceptions. For example, framing a choice as a loss or a gain can lead to different outcomes. 22. Emotional contagion is when we unconsciously mimic the emotions of those around us. It's like emotions are contagious, spreading from person to person. 23. Studies show that people are more likely to comply with a request if it's preceded by a small favor. This is known as the foot in the door technique. 24. Primacy effect refers to our tendency to remember information presented at the beginning of a list better than information presented in the middle. 25. The spotlight effect is when we overestimate how much attention others pay to us. We think we're the center of attention, when in reality, people are often focused on themselves. 26. Anchoring bias occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive when making decisions. It's like that initial information acts as an anchor that influences our judgments. 27. The illusion of control is when we believe we have more control over outcomes than we actually do. It's like we're wired to seek patterns and control, even when they don't exist. 28. Studies show that people are more likely to remember information that's emotionally charged, whether it's positive or negative. Emotion enhances memory encoding. 29. The Hawthorne effect is when people modify their behavior because they know they're being observed. It's like the awareness of being studied changes how we act. 30. Finally, did you know that procrastination is often linked to mood regulation? We procrastinate to avoid negative emotions associated with a task, even though it may cause more stress in the long run. And there you have it, 30 mind-blowing psychological facts that shed light on the fascinating workings of the human mind. We hope you found these insights as intriguing as we did. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.